Welcome to episode 4 of the 321 show. The show about 5 dudes whose fate lies in a 20-sided dice. Alright, so who's rolling the dice this week?
I'm ready to roll. I got a D20. Here we go. 1.
Bullshit.
1, which is sports games. Sports games. Rock and roll.
Alright, motherfuckers, let's hit this shit.
So off the top, what's one you want to talk about?
Disc of Tron. Yeah.
Discs of Tron.
Disc
Why
of
not
Tron.
arcades?
You know when you walk into an arcade and there's a Tron there and it's got those electric blue little cut.
The UV.
The UV
Yeah,
shit.
the black lights. And the amazing joystick. Really matched the movies flavor, didn't it?
Yeah, intensity. Just had
Cool, man. Dave?
Speedball.
Format?
Yeah, you name it.
Amiga was... Is that where
Yeah, Amiga.
Originated on Amiga. Graphics by Bitmap Brothers.
Bitmap Brothers, that's right.
Killer
And,
graphics.
one of the coolest sports teams, Brutal Deluxe.
For real.
Yeah, very unique graphics from
Yeah.
Bitmap
Hell yeah,
Brothers.
so
Like if you look at the game Gods, Xenon 2, Xenon.
Yeah.
They all have the same style graphics all the way through. Chaos Engine or
Chaos Engine, yeah.
Soldiers of Fortune as well.
Hey, they're all
Really great graphic design.
They do. They have that.
Those artists were onto
Nice.
it. Nice crowd sound effects. There was bits of dudes yelling out ice cream, trying to sell ice cream in the crowd.
All right, T Ripper, what do you got?
On the Neo Geo, Turf Masters golf game. Loved it. Amazing bright-based 3D kind of art. The characters look hot.
They're sexy.
Like sexy hot.
No, just,
like serious one wood.
iron.
Yeah.
Really classy design. Nice fast pace for a golf game as well, it being an arcade-based one.
You don't often hear that sentence. Fast-paced golf game.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
true. I don't
I
want
have
to
a
bring
friend who
that
showed me this game called, I think it's called Fantasy Golf. I'd have to check that name, and it's just like the most ridiculous
Barbarians.
sci-fi, but like real kind of vectorish looking
Sci-fi
graphics,
barbarians.
where you like drive around on this like space buggy thing, like it's a golf buggy but space buggy, and you can just rip up the terrain a bit. I think.
What about you,
Right.
Shags? You got something?
Yeah, I see. NBA Jam's probably the one that I've played the most,
Yeah,
You can't
and
buy a bucket.
yeah, win it. It has to be brought
and
up.
I could talk about it for a long time. I've had sessions with quite a few friends of just hitting it up, doing the full the seasons together, and
From downtown.
too many good times to kind of ignore. But it doesn't mean it's the most fun that I've ever had or the
it's a
game
good
I've
game.
enjoyed the most. It is amazing,
Talk
but
about the,
like the
got you
rush
into
I
it?
got out of Windjammers and Bang Beat, like on the arcade. And they were just like, oh my god, it was like Pong flexed to the max. Just such amazing control, and it was just like, oh my god, I wish I had friends who were all over this so we could just rock it to
Yeah, but it's Pong on flex mode.
Hey Dan, what have you got, man?
I've got a Mutant League Football on the Mega Drive. One of my favourite sports games. Anyone played it?
It's like a cousin of Speedball.
First time.
Yeah, but
Right.
it had that element of you could pick your teams and you could be like orcs or something. You play and you have landmines on the field and stuff. So you could be throwing to a guy and suddenly he just explode. So you can choose all your plays, but one of them was called Bribe the Ref. And so every time you choose Bribe the Ref, at the end of every play, the other team will get penalised for something ridiculous, like he'll say oh, that guy's nose is running too much, and they'll get penalised feet and they'll have to go back, and until the other person you're playing against realises that you've done bribe the ref, and then they have to do the play and next kill the ref, and when it goes off, the whole team just attacks the ref and just blows him up to bits, just pulls him apart. And you can also win by just killing too many people on the other team and they can't continue playing. But it's still got everything an American football game had to have, plus all the extra bonuses of landmine and stuff like that. And going to also segue into it straight away. The next one, they did Mutant League Hockey, which was the same thing but a hockey game, but hyper violent. You had skeletons in hockey suits, and you had stuff where you'd landmine the ice and they'd blow up, and then there's a hole in the ice, and if you fell in it, their body was just floating under the ice for the whole game after that.
Right.
Amazing.
A little number. Keep it fast and furious. Aussie rules footy.
on the nets.
Wicked, huge kicks, huge dobs, marks, screamers, mate, pulling it down.
Was there licensed players in that? All the names of the 80s?
Blockman 1, Blockman 2.
I don't think
negative. I think there was maybe.
So what? It wasn't licensed, but
I think it was like the brown team and the black team.
right.
Encapsulate the Aussie rules vibe. Like, it was good
For sure, and it's actually made by an Australian company as well, Keen, which became Melbourne House, which became Chrome, and now they're dead. I got another one that would be a gold as well.
Yeah.
Super Punch Out.
Oh yeah. Boxing.
What about Mike Tyson's?
Mike Tyson's Punch Out on the
record?
That was heavy. So much strategy involved. Those little every fighter you came against, you had to work out his pattern, or you couldn't win.
Yeah.
And I just got to the point when I was a kid where I just couldn't win, so I just Mike Tyson the controller through the screen.
But Mike Tyson's Punch Out came out for a period, and then it stopped, and then Punch Out came. Where his license, they took him away
because he became a rapist and
an ear eater,
ear biter,
and a tiger fighter.
So, Sensible Soccer.
And
Amiga, by Sensible Software, the guys who made Cannon Fodder, as a soccer game, so exciting. 1-on-1, having a league, having tournaments with groups of friends, fast matches. You can manipulate the ball after you kick it. The sprites are same size as lemmings basically. Running around,
that little
full turbo style, really action based. It's so fun to play. I prefer it over like the FIFA games and more the serious ones.
More serious than sensible.
Should have called serious soccer.
I mean, as if sensible's not sober enough, or fucking sober soccer. Jeez, there you go.
Who'd want to play soccer sober? You'd be a wanker.
Who would want?
Shagmaster G-Man?
Yeah. Let's have a little sniff of Basketball Nightmare, because I think that was the first sport game I actually ever played.
On the Master
System. Back in the day when you're younger and you don't have money, you don't have options. It's like you've got a game for the weekend, so you hit it until you learn it.
Yeah.
And I think once I learned certain things, the dunk shots, the cutscenes, and knowing that there'd be more. If you can beat this level, the next dudes have got
teams for rad too.
Great artwork. The art was just beautiful and real anime flavour, and it was just amazing. And I was like, I just loved it. I loved playing it, and I think that was the first sport game that actually got me.
Very good on the Master System for shower.
But the one I really want to talk about is cricket on the Amstrad.
Oh, cool.
The old Amstrad. Back when I was living on the farm, me and my cuz, we'd just play that so much. And there wasn't any actual skill involved whatsoever. All it was this Amstrad screen of all the pitch.
The greens.
And it bowled for you, and it hit the ball for you, and it went to a certain point, and then all you had to do was press yes or no whether your guy ran.
We've done better cricket games than that.
Shane Warne on the Super Nintendo. How's that? How's that? Not out. How's that? You could do it at any time. Even when they're just about to bowl the ball, how's that? Not out. Not putting everyone on.
Yes! Yeah, Anna Kournikova tennis on the PS was brilliant. Had that same thing which I love in these soccer tennis games where you can control the ball after the hit. So good tennis games, you can run to the edge of the to one of the tram lines, and then as soon as you hit, you full back it back with the left, and that's sort of like that little gameplay method of being able to carve a ball, or test your hand. Oh, I love it.
All right, Ty.
Bass fishing with the peripheral on the Dreamcast.
Killer, nice.
Loved it.
Yeah, right.
Went crazy on it. You got to catch them all.
Explain it to me.
So it's you get your little fishing rod, you plug that in the controller.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of gyro in there. You have to, cast out. I think it's got rumble in it. And it's a full winder.
Style?
And you have to jerk.
Bass. We're doing bass.
Yeah. Do you have to jerk it to get it?
Yeah. You have to go left and right. And there's these meters on the screen.
Tension.
And you have to, as fishing goes. I don't know. Before that, probably the next exciting one was Fishing Derby on the Atari 2600. Where
Derby?
Yeah, that looked, that
where
was
the rod
fun.
and the line are the same thickness.
Yeah.
Broken
a couple of
extension
pixels.
Of the rod.
But that was pretty fun as well.
What else you got? What else you got? Shag?
2020 baseball.
Yeah.
It's just amazingly simplified. Again with the bang beat and Windjammers, the way Neo Geo did their sport games was like really poppy, in your face, easy to control, like intuitive. So
but you didn't even need to know how the game went. You just knew what to do.
Yeah,
like,
raw arcade, isn't it? Like,
anything that you really
bodies
needed to know,
arcade.
they described it, and it was a bit intense to start with because you could choose the dude you wanted up next to pitch or whatever, and you could be a bit strategic if you wanted to.
It was there.
if you didn't want to, you didn't have to.
No, that's right. You could just play on, and the characters looked fucking amazing. The chicks,
Key,
the dudes,
the shot of the chicks,
robots,
and, the
And there's an
sexy
Aussie team in there
shorts.
as well.
yeah, right.
And the knee-high socks or the knee-high steel
with
chrome
these
socks.
massive bulbous knee pads.
Oh, those kneecaps.
And their poses were just amazing. If they get hit by the ball and shit, they just crumple in the most amazing poses.
That game is one of the sexiest.
So the graphics of it alone were just stand
the
out.
visuals.
Amazing.
And then you still had that same vibe with Baseball All Stars. It was basically just the normal version of it.
Exactly.
It was just normal base, and that was still cool. I mean, like with the dudes striked out, they'd snap their bats on their knees.
Same
And I think it
mechanics.
was basically exactly the same. It just wasn't set in 2029 or whatever it was.
Exactly, yeah.
But sorry, America, it's not going to be Amstrad cricket.
On the baseball tip, Coleco baseball, which had these special controllers, which had it was a black controller with this red knob with coloured buttons on the side with a shield, so the second player couldn't see what kind of ball you were pitching. And then there was this wheel, which is for running your character. And then, if you're the guy hitting the ball, running, having the physical, motion of running, and running backwards, whatever direction,
Really?
So, yeah.
Who's got anything that I'd just like to add to this list? It's good.
Track and field.
Yeah.
NES. There was it
Yeah.
was quite sought after peripheral, wasn't there?
Couldn't you
For
do it
track
on
and
the
field?
pad or
On the
mouse?
exercise pad, was it?
There was
Was
this
it like-
exercise pad, never really
It's
came. It didn't
exercise.
come to Australia, did it? Was it
If you
Japanese?
flipped it over, it was Twister on the back. So.
Did any of you guys ever see that soccer game in the arcade? The one that actually had the ball on the ground that you actually physically had to kick as you were playing? That was pretty funny and a cool idea.
There were some punching games as well, some boxing
and
games where the things...
The arm wrestling one where you actually arm wrestle the
That
dude.
was excellent.
I like those.
Pretty scary.
Destroyer over here owned it. Seen him in action.
Who?
Trip. Yeah.
What, the arm wrestling?
Machine.
Yeah.
Just,
You could always cheat and just grab with both your hands and pull it down.
Even left hand.
He never did.
Oh,
Just the pinky finger.
I'm gonna stop paying him out.
I've only got one more game that it's a great. I love it because it's got a lot of
Hurry up.
style input. That's my main feature for all the games I love is like being able to play your own style in a game. Wii Sports, but the tennis is sensational. I've had some of the best matches of my life, like controlling that shit around and getting their serves down. And
Well, they did one.
baseball was cool, but I'd rather just input Wii tennis.
Let's have a
Fair
mention.
It needs to be mentioned, but
Yeah.
it's not going to take down the all-time classic.
What
'cause
about
they
the
will
OG?
beat it.
What about the OG Pong?
Yes,
Pong needs to mention.
Pong's on the
There's
list.
not much you really have to say about Pong though. He's
But,
great. Let's
it's
mention
the
him.
OG though.
Here's a game.
In its sport, in its purest form.
In its simplest form.
Yeah.
Two
And
dudes
people
with a ball.
And you play it now, two dudes, and you get into it. Same feeling like any current game. It's distilled right down to
Yep.
just you and the other player.
Yep.
And skill.
There's no fluff at all whatsoever. No bullshit.
It's just all this is icon symbol based.
Yeah,
It's the rules.
this is a bit of a hard one tonight. We've got all these games that we personally love ourselves, but none of us all of us have all loved one of these games in particular. So we're just gonna have. I think we're gonna have to leave it to the new 3-2-1 show computer to work this one out.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've bought it. It cost us $48. We might as well use it.
Yeah, I like how I bartered it down. It was 60.
Okay, so we'll input it into the 3-2-1 computer. What are you inputting in as your favourite for tonight, D?
I mean, I'm gonna.
One.
It's not necessarily playing it safe, but that Wii tennis vibe is just brilliant. That when you feel as if you're in control of that racket. There's not too many games that you can input that control in.
Wii tennis is in for you. All right,
Lame.
there we go. So Dave, what are you going to input to the computer?
I'm gonna whack in speedball into the computer.
I'm gonna whack a speedball.
Into the computer.
DJ Trip, what's your one to input in?
I'm going to put in Turf Masters.
No support.
Speedballs and Turf Masters. It would be an absolute crime to not put NBA Jam in there. It's too
we'll
big,
get
too
hate
massive.
mail without
Too
it.
rad.
Yeah.
Fucking love
Jam
it.
reference.
I love it.
I think it's the only one out of them all that we probably all played. Well, anyhow, I've got mine. I'm going to input in Mutant League Football. So yeah, the Mutinous League of the footiest ball.
He's going to draw support from there.
I've never played it, but I want to check it out.
Ooh,
Is it a rock fist for you?
Yeah.
I reckon
sounds pretty cool.
I reckon we should rock
Does
fist
sound
For
this
good.
one.
sure.
So we also got this honourable mention.
It's a
Bang
Neo
Beat.
Geo game, Bang Beat.
Bang Beat, get the honourable mention for tonight.
It's well worth a look. Like
And-
it is a super creamy,
Frisbee.
polished,
It's coming back.
well-designed game.
All right, so now we've got our top three. Let's all input into the computer and let's set the computer off and tell us what the stats are for tonight.
Right, so the top 3 sports games is decided by us and also the computer. Number 3 is Wii Sports. Number 2 is Speedball 2, Brutal Deluxe.
Yeah.
And number 1 is NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
On the SNES.
Oh,
SNES.
any?
Because, you know,
It's NBA Jam.
it's the most dominating sports game in real life, 2-on-2 basketball.